Hello, family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a brand new week. How is everyone doing? I sure hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend. I hope you got all your burgers and your hot dogs and your barbecue ribs and chips and dips and everything in and ready to start this week off new. You have your Trim by 10 out. You have your vitamin spray. You're ready to detoxify their body from all those toxins you filled it up with over the weekend. I know. Well, you dial into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. This is your host, Denise McDowell, along with my business partner, Pastor Jill Wafer. It's a wonderful Monday morning. Who's with us this morning? Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from. Look at you all being kind, waiting for someone else to come in first. That is so nice and generous of you.
Praise the Lord. Good morning.
Good morning, my team. If they won't even say anything until you speak first.
God bless you. There's something I want to say. I want to apologize to my upline. Her name is Betty. Betty,
yes.
Betty. When she came to my house 2 months ago to tell me about the Teen Network, I didn't know what they call it, but in California, she calls it presentation. So when I said I don't know about PPT or PTT, I don't know what it is, we don't use that terms here in California. But she did presentation in my house. According to her, it's the same as do you call it PTT or PTT? What do you call it?
It's TTP. It's 10 Tasting Party. So it's 10 TTP. It's called 10 Tasting Party.
They call it presentation. Team presentation here in California. I did not understand. So that's why I told you I don't know about TTP. And then I'm apologizing to her because she's a very nice person, very beautiful woman, and very thoughtful. I like her a lot. Yes, I like her so much. She's my daughter. I call her my beautiful daughter. But I didn't know PPP. Yes, I don't know because she's always in my house to let me know what's going on. But I don't know that the presentation is the same as PTT. So I said something wrong, and I apologized, and I said, I'm wrong, I withdraw what I said. Is that all right?
Oh. Okay, Mom Missy. But you're right.
Yes,
Betty is a great leader. Betty's doing great jobs there in California.
She's my good leader, but she's not. The other lady is Diana. Diana is her own upline, but Betty is my own upline.
Yes, she is. Betty's a great leader. She's great.
I like Betty. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. Thank you so much for understanding.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome, Mom Missy. Well, keep it coming, family. Who else is with us? Go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Jesse Bowden.
Hi, Jesse.
Yeah,
good morning.
I'm calling from. Good morning, Mom. If you're calling from work, so I gotta.
Okay.
My tone is low today.
I hear you. We're thankful that we know you're there.
Vicky Soto, Louisville, Kentucky.
That's none other than Vicky Soto. Hey, Vicky.
Hi. Good morning.
How are you?
Doing just great. Had a great weekend. Happy 4th of July again to the family.
That's right. How'd you do?
Happy Financial Independence Day.
Look, Vicky, you didn't consume too many hot dogs and hamburgers, did you?
No, but I had some really good ribs, okay? Happy Financial Independence Day.
That's right. That's right. Well, welcome to the call. Good to hear you this morning.
You too, dear.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
I had a wonderful independence, as Vicky said, independent financial free weekend, because that is exactly what is being offered through Team Efforts Network. We are actually becoming financially free. You know, I love it, When Mel says when you start getting those weekly checks, because those weekly cycle checks, they come in every week. And he said to set those checks aside. Don't do like some folks do. The check come in, it's already spent before it gets to your bank. As soon as you get the notice in your back office, you go out and you already spent it before it's been downloaded. But take those checks, those weekly checks, and save them up. And you will be amazed how much you will accumulate in a short period of time. And I just think it's wonderful what Team Effort Network is offering. The little bit of work that you do and how big it pays off. And it really doesn't take a lot of work, but it really depends on how much you want. I mean, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to achieve in Team Effort Network? Because it's up to you. You can have a part-time job with Team Effort Network, or you can have a full-time. You can make $500 a week, or you can make it $5,000 a week. It's really up to you, but the blueprint is there. The strategy is there. The leaders are there to train you and to coach you how to do that. The compensation plan is there to show you how to make it work. I think if you really get a plan together, get committed, believe, see the vision, go to work, really go for it, you can have exactly what you want. You can have that $500 extra week, or you can have that $5,000 extra week. It's really up to you. But it's going to depend on how much you're willing to put into your vision, how much you're willing to put in your future. It really is up to you, because the tools are there to make it happen. The Team Effort Network, we're doing a wonderful job here with sharing how people can get healthy by taking healthy vitamin supplements. And we've heard over the years that you're going to have to supplement, especially if you're in America, because of the way the foods are being manufactured and all of the sodas and the sugars that we're consuming and the prescribed medications that we're taking. The body is going to need something to build its immune system back up to keep you healthy. And that's what's being offered. I know that we're going to do extra sprays on our Super 10 starting today because of all those hot dogs and hamburgers and ribs that we consumed over the weekend. So we're going to detoxify that body with our Super 10. And then we're going to help out a little bit with the Slim by 10, right? We're going to get the little balls from around that waist from spreading again, along with our Trim by 10, that healthy energy drink, and the B Boost to give you the energy, the D Power. I still think the vitamin D Power is still one of our most powerful sprays. I mean, my goodness. Wow. Vitamin D is it's just priceless. And if you don't know as much about vitamin D as you should, I would suggest you just Google it. Just Google vitamin D. I think it's just going to blow your mind, the importance of vitamin D. And then that cell energy, that one and only. No other company has glutathione in the spray other than Team Effort Network. And we're offering these sprays, and everyone that you can see, and you know yourself, that are taking our vitamin supplement sprays are doing better as far as diabetes, hypertension, different conditions like being, depressed, mood swings. We know that Jesse Bowden has his type 2 diabetes in control since taking the vitamin D, and the Slim by Trim has really helped people to really shed a lot of pounds, and of course the Super 10 cleaning our body out. So we have wonderful products. We have a wonderful compensation plan, and it is making a difference in the lives of people around the globe. So share, and continue to share. Set your goals, make your vision plain, write the vision, make it plain. And as you begin to share your vision and your goal, people will see it and they will run with it. And before you know it, it's manifested, and then you're off helping someone else to do the same thing. Well, it's Monday morning, and we have an awesome coach that just commits to this call every Monday. My goodness, I think about how long she's learned this call on Mondays. It's just incredible. But she's beautiful, she's loving, she's caring, she's passionate. She gets us on fire to get the week started. So I'm going to get out the way and bring on our coach, Nikisha Bond. Are you there this morning?
Woo, 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 woo. Bring me on arm. I'm here. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Oh, so like that fire truck is going off.
Oh, my goodness. It has been so out of control this weekend, Pastor Denise. I've sold out of all the sprays. It's crazy right now. Oh, my goodness. I've been
It's a great problem to have. Hey, I'm not going to complain. It's a great problem to have.
Wow. And, you have to get to the point where you're just going to have to drive around with a truckload of sprays, just pop the trunk, get out a banner, find a parking lot, park your car, pull up your banner, have your supplies ready, and just open up shop. Because people are going to come to you, what do you have? You're going to be able to explain to them, and you're going to sell out before the day is over.
Absolutely. That's what it's coming down to. You know what it just shows me, though? It shows me that this product is really in demand. And, I had a call today on Saturday. I sold some more sprays, but a lady found my website, and she gave me a call, and she said, my cousin's been using these sprays, and she's had such success, and, my aunt's been using these sprays, and I tried to call my cousin and get some sprays from her, and she just never called me back. So I went online, and I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with, a professional, someone who's not my family. And it just got me to thinking, I know, it told me to say two things. Number one, we are out there and we are spreading the word. That is, without a doubt, we are out there and we are talking about it. But there's just something on the back end where we're just not closing the deals and we're not following up with people, because she really wanted her cousin to put her on an auto ship order so she didn't have to worry about it, anymore. And so it just made me say, are we really building lasting relationships with people? Are we caring about them? These sprays are so powerful, and I think we sometimes take for granted how powerful they are because we use them all the time and we see the results, or, whatever illness that we were dealing with, we're not dealing with that anymore. And again, we're not doctors. We're not claiming to make any medical claims. All you do is you just open your mouth, you spray, and you start to see results. But, are we really building relationships with people that we care about them, that we know when their 30 days is up and say, hey, let me get you some more sprays. Let me make sure that you have this. Are you having a problem affording it? Let's see if we can get you on an auto ship where you can get a discount. What are we doing to build those long-lasting relationships? Because really, this is a relationship-building business. And, yeah, we could talk about all the things that you could say to people. I always say that we could come on here and we could talk about all these scripts that would tell you exactly what to say to people. And then when they say this, you say that. But what's really fun about this business is when you build a real lasting relationship with someone that goes beyond just the business. That's really what makes this fun, because in normal business, everybody's selling, people who are selling the same product, we would all be competition. Pastor Denise, I couldn't call her and say, hey, Pastor Denise, I'm out of sprays. Can you help me out really quick? Because she would be my competition. But in network marketing, the great thing about this is that she's not my competition. She's my biggest supporter, my biggest ally. And that's what's so great about this business. But I think sometimes we forget that that's really where the power in this business lies. Because they are buying the product, they are buying the opportunity, but they're buying you too. There's something about you that's attracting people. I mean, you heard it first. I didn't hear all of the testimony. I was putting all my notes together, but we had a woman on the line, how she was just saying, I'm so glad that my upline is so supportive, that they're there for me, that they answer my questions, because that's really what people are looking for. It's important to have someone to learn from, someone that you can ask questions to, someone who is personally invested in your success. And I think that's what makes this business really, really great. And I think if we could start to market that aspect of this business, you would see a lot more people excited about it. Because a lot of people hear about network marketing, right? And they hear this, somebody did this to me and somebody did that to me. Oh, this doesn't work. There's all sorts of negative things. But did you know that most of the successful people in network marketing, 9 out of 10 of them, will say that they had a mentor that has helped coach them and take them to the next level, not just in their business, but it's permeated throughout all aspects of their life, their financial situation, their emotional situation, confidence, building confidence in someone to go out there and believe in themselves and that they can do it. And everyone on this call is that mentor to someone, because that's how the whole system works. And so mentoring and coaching is an important aspect of life, which is why I always love what I do. People always, people are so kind, and they'll come back and they'll say, I appreciate that training. Thank you for that. That was so motivational. And there's something that just warms your heart when you know that you could have made a difference in someone's life because you decided to open up your mouth and share these sprays with someone. Someone can join your team, and it's not just going to change their health. We're not just changing lives in a very small, insignificant way, but you can actually put a mark on someone's someone's life and change the course that they were going in. People are suffering right now financially and their health-wise, and they are looking. I'm telling you guys, they are out there looking, searching for something that's going to take them out of their situation. And you can be that person that just grabs someone's hand, pulls them out of that situation, helps coach them and mentor them, because they've been working on a job all their life. They've been told what to do all their life. They're going to need some help. You can coach and mentor them, and 5 years from now, they can say, thank God you came into my life. Thank God that you said something to me and that you opened your mouth and you shared this amazing opportunity to me. Look at where my life is now. Even if they don't stay in the business, you guys, it's beyond just you making a paycheck. It's about really making a mark on someone's life and impacting their life for the better. Let me get back to my notes. Sorry, I'm starting to preach. Let me get back to my notes. Okay. So network marketing, we've built that right into the business model. This whole coaching and mentoring is in the business model because your sponsor is very, very invested in your success. We should be very, very invested in our team's success. In fact, as leaders, it doesn't feel good for our team not to be successful, for them not to reach that goal, because that's really what our job is. Remember, our job is to reach to, teach to. It's a very simple system. And here's the thing. We always have to remember reach to teach to. We have to keep it simple for people, because in someone's mind, when you say you only need 2 people, they're like, I know 2 people who could see this vision. It brings it down to a level of simplicity that everybody can understand. And when you say, yeah, your job is now to reach to, and I'm going to help you do that, and then your job is going to be to teach to, and I'm going to help you do that for them. That makes this whole business so much easier for someone who's brand new, who's just started in this industry, who doesn't know anything, doesn't have any background in business, or maybe they've been in business before and maybe they failed. Maybe they've been in network marketing before and they failed. There's like a 97% chance that you're talking to someone who's been in network marketing before and hasn't had success. And they would say that the majority of people, it says, successful network marketers will tell you that their top-line mentoring was a major factor in their success. And on the other hand, someone who was not successful will say that they had zero support. So that seems to be the difference, is having that strong mentor. And you guys have so many great leaders who are so dedicated to your success. I know that this call goes on rain or shine, whether Pastor Denise feels good or whether she feels bad. Same thing with Mr. T. Same thing with Anita Poole. Same thing with Vicky Soto, Kevin Vaughn. They do the events whether anybody is there or not, because they're there to support their team. They're there to mentor their team. They do the trainings on their own time. You know, nobody gets paid for these things, right, Pastor Denise? These are all things that are done. Exactly. These are all things that are done from everyone's own volition, their own free will, because their goal is for you to be successful. And that's the same goal that you should have for your team. And, you know, network marketing stigma, you know, where people are saying such negative things, usually comes because of different individual approaches. But the business model has been proven to work year over year over year over year. I think since the 1970s, 1980s, this particular business model has been so successful for people. And one of the reasons why is because of the whole recommendation of products to family and friends. It's what everybody's doing. They're just not calling it network marketing. You just don't get paid for it. So you recommend anyway all the time. You just don't get paid for it. So how do we build lasting relationships? I've read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, I think it is. I know his last name is Covey. I can't say his first name is Stephen. Great book. Lots of very, very simple but intuitive the habits that we all have to get into. And one of them is about making emotional deposits. So we're talking about building lasting relationships. Your job shouldn't be just, I want to meet this person only for the purpose of getting them into my business. When you have that attitude, people feel that. I'm telling you, they feel it in every being of their marrow. Imagine when you go to a car dealership, and I know I've used this before, you go to a car dealership and you're looking at some of the cars, you know, kind of talking to your husband, and all of a sudden someone comes and they're making a beeline straight for you, and your first mind says, oh my gosh, all they want to do is close me on the sale. They're not going to answer my questions. They're just going to be selling me. And that's why people don't like salesmen, because there's no vested interest. And so that's why we're trying to change our attitudes about how we look at prospecting. And so back to making emotional deposits. So emotional deposits are units of trust. Here's a great way of envisioning this. You know, your kids, they'll come and they'll ask you if you can do something. And you're like, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. And then something comes up later on and you're not able to take them to do that thing. Then all of a sudden they start to not trust your word as much. They start asking more questions. And, you know, the more you do that to someone, the less they trust you. And so it's about depositing emotional Emotional deposits into someone's account is the fondness, the trust, the confidence that starts to grow as a result of our relationship developing and growing together. So when you're talking to people, what that means is that it shouldn't just be, are you ready to sign up? Are you ready to sign up? It should be more of, what's going on with you? Why is this business opportunity interesting to you right now? What are the things that have changed in your life? How would you rate your health? Okay, well, let's look at opportunities of ways that we can afford to do this. You can sell the sprays and you can do, making deposits where people feel like it's not just about the sale, but it's really about them. For example, the lady I was telling you that I was talking to this weekend about her cousin who didn't call her back. And she's like, I know the sprays are expensive. I can't really afford them, but I was hoping that I could call and you could see what you could do. And I said, you know what? I'm more concerned with you trying the sprays than I am about making a profit. Here's what I'll do for you. And at that moment, I had her. I could have said anything after that. When she knew that I cared about her, she cared about whatever I was talking about. And so those are the kind of, you know what I'm saying, Pastor Denise? So those are the things that we have to do as we're trying to develop these relationships with people. It can't always be about the sale. Everybody knows that we're going to make a buck. Everybody knows that we're trying to make money at the end of the day. And I never think that you should sell product and not at least cover your costs. That's just a given. But people want to know that you really care about them. So I listened to her, and she rattled off a whole list of diseases that she was dealing with, and I listened, and I sympathized with her. And, I said, this is what I'm going to do for you, and here's where I'm going to send your tracking number. And all of a sudden, we developed a relationship over the phone. I've never met this woman. I didn't even know her name until I ran her credit card, and it actually showed up on my phone. I didn't even know her name, promise you, when I was talking to her. And so those are the kind of things that help us to build long-lasting relationships, because now she's going to get her sprays. She wants to call back. She wants to get on the auto ship, and eventually she's going to join the business because it's going to make sense to her, right? Because she already knows people who are using the products, and she already knows that the products work. And that's how we're recruiting people into the business, by building these strong relationships. Step number 2, let's operate with ethically and with integrity. It's so important. So ethically means that we don't overpromise. We can't cure anything. Don't tell people that. We don't cure anything. I always like to say that when I say all the ingredients and all the things that these ingredients do, I always preface and say, I'm not a doctor, because Nikisha Barnes is not a doctor. I just open my mouth and I spray and it works. Here's some of the testimonies. So I always talk about products, information, what it does. Disclaimer, not a doctor, not claiming to cure anything. Move into testimonials, because that's really where we live. We live in the testimonials, because that's really what people want to do. They want to know that they can spray it in their kids and their kids won't get sick. They want to know they can spray it in their mouth and they're not going to break out in hives. They want to know that it's somebody has tried it and they live to tell the tale that it works. So that's what people want to do. So we have to make sure that we are very ethical around it. We also want to make sure that we operate in integrity. With integrity is when what you say lines up with what you do. If I say I'm going to ship you a spray on Friday, ship a spray on Friday. Give them a tracking number. If you say that I'm going to give you a discount, give them a discount. If I'm going to bring this to you on Monday, bring it to them on Monday. If I'm going to call you on Friday, call them on Friday. It's just lining up with what we say and what we do being the same thing. And when we can do that, that helps to develop trust, especially when you're dealing with the cold market. Your warm market, you get a little bit of leniency because they know who you are. But again, it's still important that you operate with integrity, that you operate ethically, but especially when you're in the cold market. They want to know that if you say you're going to do this on this day, that you actually do that, because there's lots of other people that they can go to, and they will happily take their dollars elsewhere. And that was exhibited this weekend to me very, very clearly. Number 3, we don't want to impose this business on people, these sprays, these products, this opportunity. We just want to expose them to them. When you take that type of an attitude, and the reason why I keep saying attitude is because a lot of this is just how we view this whole approach to the business, how we view this business. If our attitude is that I want to just expose as many people to this product as I can, because one of the things that you don't want to happen is that you didn't tell somebody about it and they found out later and they come back and they say, hey, how come you never told me about this business you were doing with these sprays? Why did I have to hear from this girl over here that I barely even know, who was so excited, lost all this weight, is feeling great about herself, and you never even told me? And then you're going to sit there and go, I never got a chance to expose the business to you because I didn't want to impose it on you. We're not imposing it. You don't want to be down someone's throat, in someone's face about it. You just want to let them know, hey, I've got these amazing sprays. Look at what they've done for other people. They can do this kind of stuff for you. Would you like to try it? That's so simple. And if they say no, they don't want to try it, say, okay, no problem. Let me try it. Let me follow up with you in a couple of weeks. And then, we'll talk about it again. They'll probably say, sure. And then in 4 weeks, you follow up with them. So you don't have to feel like you are pressuring someone to buy. This isn't a pressure someone to get into the business. Because, again, we are building so fast right now, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't the time to try and convince people to join the business. This is the time to make sure that everybody in your phone, you say, yes, I showed it to that person, 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 that person. Good. Let me move on to the next person that I can expose the business to. It's not the time to sit there and say, please, you got to try these products. Please, come on, they work. Please. No. They work. Read a testimonial, try a spray, order online. I'm out of here. I got to go to the next person. That's really got to be our business model. Ain't nobody got time for that, as Nikisha Barn likes to say. And then the last one is what we want to make sure that we're sponsoring and not just recruiting. It's easy to get somebody in the business. It's hard to help someone be successful in the business. And that's what we have to do. We have to be invested in someone else's success. The best thing you can do for a new distributor is help them make money. Let me tell you something. That will help them stay in the business, because if they feel like, I can do this, this is easy. And when you're saying, well, how do I help them? I barely know anything. Be available for three-way calls. Be available, plug them into the system, get them on the calls, tell them when the next events are going. Follow the texting tree. Make sure that you're texting out when the new promotions. Go on winwith10.com/calendar and say, hey, I know I don't live in the area with you, but there's a TTP going on. Let me call and get connected with that leader, get you connected with that leader. That way you can take some of your guests over there and feel confident that they're going to take care of you over there. Those are the things that we can do to help with help new distributors to make money, is getting them plugged into the system, being invested in their success, and being a sponsor to them, being a mentor, being a coach to them. There's not everybody in Team F Network gets on these calls on Monday. We'd love it if they did, but not everybody is. And maybe there's people who are on your team who aren't on this call. The best thing you can do for them is to take what you're learning here and go back and invest that into them. Invest that so that they can go and invest it into their business, which is at the end of the day is going to benefit you anyway. So all of these things help us to build more lasting relationships. And let me tell you something. You can tell the real good network marketers, because if they move from another company, their team will usually go with them because they have such strong relationships. It's really, really important that, once you leave a business, once a person leaves the business, that doesn't mean that they've left your life forever. You can still contact with them. And let me tell you something. I found this out, and I'll go ahead and close with this. And I thought this was really interesting, Pastor Denise. Some of the people who aren't in the business anymore are still using the sprays. In fact, I haven't found anyone who's not in the business anymore who still isn't using the sprays. And the reason I can say that is because I'll run out of sprays and I'll have to make crazy calls to try and find someone to see if they can help support me. And they won't tell me the sprays. Why not? Because they're still using them. They're still on their auto ship program. Why is that so important? Because that means that even if they're not growing their business, they're still making money for you in your back office for that residual check. And when you have those long-lasting relationships where someone has maybe dropped off and maybe they're below PSB and say, hey, I know you're not in the business anymore, but you know how important these sprays are, so you need to make sure you're staying on these sprays. And, do you want me to just tell you some retail? That way you don't have to worry about an auto ship. Invest in those relationships, because, again, when people see that you care about them, they'll care about what you have to say about them. Okay. Back to you, Pastor Denise. I'm done today.
Nikisha, I sure hope everyone really, really understood and really heard what you said, because this is really how you keep your business up and going. You don't want to approach anyone, even if it's a family member, and just try to, jump them into the business beyond finding out what their need is or what they're going through. And I'm telling you, the best way to keep your customers in, the best way to keep the people that you sign up is to find out what's going with them physically, health-wise. Because when you start taking something and you get results and it's making you feel better, that's it. You're not going to search any further. You're not going to go, you found what you've been looking for. And you're going to every month make sure you're taking, just like before finding out about Team F Network, when you were taking supplements, you were going to GNC or CVS or the Giant or the grocery store to get the vitamins that you thought in your mind was helping you. And I say that because of pill form. And you would get them every month. You would run out. You would go get them again because you want to give your body something good. well, you know that you're giving your body something good with the vitamin sprays. That's the same thing with your customers, your family members, and your loved ones. They want to lose the weight. They want to get the diabetes in control. They want the aches and pains to leave. So now they're taking something that's doing it. And what Nikisha's saying, that's what you want to do. Find out what's going on with them and let them know that you have something you want them to try that just may help them because it helps someone else in that same area. And they're there. They're in there. They're not going to go anywhere. So Coach Nikisha, that is just so true. That's a part of building those lasting relationships. And then follow up with them every month. I have an email list of all of the friends and family members and prospects that I have taken the vitamin sprays. I have an email list of all of them. And every month I send them out a reminder, to take your vitamin supplements. Make sure you stay on schedule, staying healthy. That way, for those who are not on the automatic auto ship and they want to place another order from my website, that's my website email. I just sent it out. And it reminds them to place their order again from the website. And guess what? They go right to the website and they place that order again because they know they want to stay healthy. And as far as you being a team member, a team leader, I think about the things that really kept me in the business way back when I first came to network marketing, because I didn't really know network marketing. I didn't know how to work. I didn't know what it was, anything. But one of the things that kept me entangled until I was really able to run with it, my upline would always send me a text reminder of a call, a call that was taking place or a conference call that was going to happen. Every day I would get a text reminder from her that there's a call that's going to take place at 11 o'clock or there's a call that's going to take place at 8 o'clock. And those messages meant a lot to me because it showed me she was taking time to think about me to keep me entangled, even though I didn't understand what it was. But it was something about those text messages that just kept me there. So I say that to tell you, if you receive a text message from your upline reminding you of a conference call or the tel call or the Mr. T Show Me the Money call, if you receive that text, forward that same text to your team members. You don't have to type it over. Just forward it to them because it's going to help. It's just going to let them know you're thinking about them and you're keeping them involved. And also another thing I want to say as a team leader, family, when you're looking at your back office and you're seeing which one of your members are active and which ones have fallen below PSD, if they have fallen below PSD, don't be intimidated to give them a call and let them know that that happens. Because guess what? A lot of times they have no idea. They have no idea that that's what's happened. And when you call and say, hey, I'm not sure if you realize it, but your account is inactive, you might want to check your information. They go, oh, really? I didn't know that. But if you don't call them, if you ignore it, what's going to happen? Their sprays are going to stop coming. You stop calling, and they're going to think that, hey, nobody cares. No one's sending me my sprays. The upline is not calling me anymore, and you just lost a good customer or a good business partner. So it's like Nikisha and all the great leaders say, Vicki and Pastor Dale, treat your business like a business. Give good customer service. Because customers like good customer service. If you don't service your customer, guess what? Like Nikisha said, somebody else is going to service them. So make sure you're giving your customers what they need so they be happy customers enjoying their product and feeling free to share them with someone else. Thank you, Coach Nikisha Bond. That's great information. I love it, and it works, family, so apply it. Well, let's go out to the UK. Dr. Nita Poole with our quote for today. Dr. Poole, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me okay, Denise?
I can indeed. How are you today?
I am good, and hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. And yeah, great comments. Nikisha was mentioning, relationship building and the fact that, people really, the quote is basically people buy people. People do want the products, but what they're really, really, really buying is the people. It's the person who introduced them and their follow-up and their interest and their servicing of them and their explaining anything that they need to know and wanting to know that there's somebody there that they can contact, basically. And, that explains exactly why those people who were introduced by their friends or their family and then kind of gave up with their friends and family because their friends and family weren't really backing them up and supporting them well, and they just went straight onto the internet and they found Nikisha, and then they got the products through Nikisha. So what people do really, really matters. And people actually, the first thing they buy really is the person. So people introducing other people, that really, really works. But you got to follow through. They say that people share, read, and generally engage. This is a quote from Mallory Lusich. People share, read, and generally engage more with content when it's surfaced through friends and people that they know and trust. And that explains why that person bought it through their friends and family. But when the friends and family don't follow up, then they lose that business. They lose that customer. And people will get irritated and just go straight onto the internet and find the quickest person who will service them, basically. So it's one thing introducing people, but you've got to hang on to them. Robert Hunter said, customers want more than just products. They want an experience and they want people. So what you're sharing really is what the products can do for people and how they can experience life better. You are sharing an experience, not just a product. You're sharing the experience of better well-being, and you're sharing the experience of a better lifestyle, basically. But when you're speaking to people, make sure you listen to them and make sure you make that customer or that prospect or that guest the hero. Listen to their needs, exactly what Denise was saying, to make them the hero. Anne Hadley said, make the customer the hero of the story. And really, really go for, now it's all about going for peak performance, basically. We know about the products, we know about the opportunity. If you don't know about it, get on to the person who invited you, get on to the person who introduced you. If they can't help you, go further forward. Make sure that you're on these calls. Make sure you tap into the TEN calendar, which is all on your website, and tap into something there that you think can help you. If there isn't somebody who's introduced you who knows enough, well, there are lots and lots of other people to help you. And it doesn't matter what team they're in, they are there to help you because the time is right. And it's all about going for that peak performance. Actually, at the weekend, the film The Terminator Genesis with now 67-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger has just been released. And do you know, the figures are that more than 3/4 of the workforce actually fear their jobs will be taken over by robots. Now, that's not necessarily the kind of robots that are in, the Terminator, but so much of any job is being automated, whether it's through IT automation or whether it's through manufacturing automation or just process automation, that it's actually cutting out the human person to do lots of things. But the thing you cannot automate is relationships. That relies on people sharing with people. So we are in a huge, huge growth industry that is not going to slow down. If anything, it's going to go faster and it's going to get bigger. It's already a billion, billions and billions and billions of dollars it's already worth, the relationship marketing industry, or direct sales or network marketing, whatever term you want to call it. And it is going to go from strength to strength because you can't automate relationships. You can't automate people sharing with people. You can automate a system, but you can't automate the people in that system. So it's a huge, huge trend that is absolutely fantastic for us. And by the way, with regard to, the Terminator being released, I obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger has come under some pretty big challenges in his life, has made mistakes. He's had lots of successes. He's come in for a lot of criticism, both in his personal and professional life. But what he always does is shake himself off, get up, dust himself off, and try again. And that's the secret of his success. I saw an interview, a live interview by him, and it was absolutely incredible. And I thought to myself, what is it that is behind this man that has actually, he has fueled the fitness and health industry in the early days with bodybuilding, when really, nobody really took him seriously. Nobody really knew much about bodybuilding and fitness and, taking care of your health with both exercise and good nutrition, that kind of thing. And he really has advanced that cause. And then, as you know, he went into politics, and he's a very, very successful businessman. And he doesn't even have a business manager. He's worth, millions, almost billions. And he actually looks after his businesses himself. And he hasn't lost money. He's always made money. Now, obviously, money is the key criteria on absolutely everything, but money does help lifestyle, and money does even help health as well. So, it's well worthwhile looking at successful people. Obviously, if they have certain traits that you don't particularly, are not akin to, well, just put aside those sorts of traits and look at the positive traits that you see. What is it that has made this person so successful? And what I saw in that interview is he never gives up. He always stands up to challenges. He sets a very, very, very clear goal, visualizes it all the time like it's in front of him all the time. So it absolutely drives him. And then when he's achieved that, he sets the next big goal. And whatever his failures are, what he does is he re-examines his failures. He admits to himself he either made a mistake or it was a failure, and he looks at why, and then he fine-tunes, and that's exactly what athletes do. They always do this feedback loop where they look at themselves every single day, and they look at what is it that they did correct to advance their goals, and what is it that they could have done better. So the person that they're really competing with always is themselves, to get themselves working better, healthier, living better, and achieving their goals better. And, at the moment we have Wimbledon on, one of the big tennis championships, and that's exactly what the winners do, even in Wimbledon. And they focus very much so not only on their physical health, but their mental health. It's all about mindset, all about tackling their negative demons, containing them, focusing only on the positive, and getting them themselves into that positive zone. So, you've got huge trends that you can capitalize on. People are really, really, really needing income. In fact, we have here, we have countries in the world that are going bankrupt, basically. Greece is an example. People are desperate for income. They are desperate for health. They are desperate for wealth. And it's all about accessing people. And, big trends are happening. It's been shown, for example, in a Harvard study that women who work, now obviously it's very important to get the work-life and family balance good, but it's been a proven fact that women who work provide a greater professional role model for the children who are growing up. And the children are more successful if both parents are working, but also giving the right kind of time to the children. Now, just imagine network marketing does that. So it's all about people. As Simon Sinek said, make it about them. Make it about people, not about you. Make it about them. And Jay Dutschik said, lastly, I view relationship marketing as a brand's ability to create an emotional connection with the consumer. That's what you have a chance to do because you're dealing with people, by people, by people. Create that emotional connection. You will have a huge, huge business. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you, Dr. Poole, for those quotes and for the comments. Family, a lot of locations are being provided for you to invite your guests and your prospects to the events where they can learn and join your team with Team at the Network. I want to remind you that on the 18th, which is next Saturday in Cincinnati, Ohio, you know, Vicki Soto and Denise Moore, Dwight Washington, and Len are all putting a big event together in Cincinnati. So check the calendar of events to get the location and the time. And if you're in that area or the surrounding areas, that's where you want your prospects and your guests to be. So take advantage of that. There's going to be some great leaders there. Pastor Dell is flying in from out of town to be there and do some training for the team as well. So you want to attend that event. That is next Saturday, the 18th in Cincinnati. So you want to be at that event. And also this Tuesday, there's a TTP schedule at Executive Founding Member Maureen Murphy-Smith. She's doing a TTP, hosting a TTP this Tuesday, tomorrow as a matter of fact. So if you want to be a part of that, if you have guests that can come out on Tuesday, please reach out to myself or reach out to Maureen or reach out to Paul Jackson, and we'll give you the address and location for that event. And also mark your calendar for September the 26th, the big East Coast Regional. My goodness, the folks are going to come in from all around the globe to be a part of this event on September the 26th. Put it in your calendars. We're going to be putting some flyers together pretty soon. Just advertise and let you see some of the great leaders that are going to be a part of making that a great success. So take advantage, family, of all the different outlets that's being provided for you to get your guests and your family and your friends in an atmosphere where they can be a part of your ever increasing business. Don't forget to join the Spanish call that takes place this morning with Maria. Join Maria and the Spanish team at 9:10 a.m. this morning at the same number. That's 9:10 Pacific time. Spanish-speaking friends, if you have, get them on that call. They are doing a great job in California. And family, this has been a great call, great training. Get out there, continue to build your relationships, grow your team, make a difference in people's lives. Know what you have with the D Boost and the D Power and the Super 10 and the Slim and the Trim by 10 and the Cell Energy. Know that what you have is making a life change in people's lives. It's making people so much better based on the testimonies that are constantly coming forth as a result. There is nothing more to say other than, you know what it is. I'm sorry, I'm receiving a message from Executive Founding Member Maureen says I don't want to overlook it. The TTP, we will have a TTP also here on the East Coast on the 18th. As you know, Cincinnati is having a big event there in Cincinnati. So those who cannot make that event here on the East Coast, there will be a TTP on the 18th at the Country Club at Woodmore. So if you're not able to make Cincinnati, get your guests together here. It's going to be 11 o'clock a.m. The Country Club at Woodmore. That is on a Saturday, the 18th. Okay, so we'll keep you updated and keep you informed so you can schedule accordingly, okay? Well, family, that's it. Get off this phone and get out there and go tell someone the great things you heard today on relationship building. Make a difference in people's lives. Be back with us tomorrow morning as we continue to press forward that 50 million. Yes, it's going to happen. And know this family, you are loved. You are greatly appreciated. God bless you all and have a prosperous day on purpose.